Hi everyone, Jane here. Thank you for watching my video today. Today I am going to be creating in the Stamperia watercolour journal, and I am sort of reserving this journal to do different face pages in, different face collages. And so today I decided that I was initially going to use one thing and it actually changed to another. But I wanted to start by using some of the Kuretake Gansai Tambi Granulating watercolours, and this is from set 2 and it's the Cosmic Red. And so I put quite a bit of water down and then added a lot of water to my paint because that's the best way to get the sort of the splitting and the granulation from these paints. So I did have to sort of mop up a fair amount of water that was going down the crease. Now, originally I was going to use collage paper, but I got this, I was searching through my washi tape drawer and I found this washi tape that I've had for quite some time. I do believe it was from Jane Davenport and it's quite a few years old, and it's little faces, and I was going to just use it for bits and pieces on my page. And then as I was getting it out, I realised that the 6 rolls joined together to make different faces. So there was one that had thicker pieces that joined 3 sort of rolls together, and then there was one with thinner pieces to make smaller faces that joined the 3 rolls together. And so I thought, actually, that might be quite good fun. So I decided to create my faces using the washi tape, and you'll see here how that works putting them together. Now, I decided that on this one there are 3 faces and it repeats. I'm not even sure if you can get hold of this washi tape anymore. As I say, it's quite a few years old, but what I will do is I will list in the description box where I can. Obviously I probably can't tell you the exact name of this, but then you can put your own searches in. So I was having to sort of line up and work out where the pieces came from, and I just wanted to make these 3 faces. So they just do the eyes, the nose and the mouth. I presume there wasn't any more. That I couldn't find any more in my stash, and I wouldn't have got rid of them if I kept these ones. So, and I was going over the crease of the page, so I did have to make sure that when I was sticking them down, I was really getting in there to sort of put them into the crease so that they didn't stretch as I was opening the journal. Then, because I was having to find the bits to make the faces, I ended up with sort of like little bits and pieces of washi tape left. So rather than waste it, I thought I'm just going to use that now to just blend into my background a bit and make a little bit of extra interest. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm just sticking those extra bits. So these first 3 faces was the entire 3 on the wider sections. Then I had these thinner ones, and I decided rather than putting the 3 together, I would just sort of take these individually and make some little faces. So this is from the thinner strip. So again, I'm just matching up the lips, the nose and the mouth for each of these, and I do one for the top and one for the bottom. Now, none of my little ladies had any hair, so I decided I wanted to add some in myself. This is where I found it quite fun because you can get quite funky and creative. So I went with the colours that was already in the drawings on the washi tape, and I picked out some pencils. Now these are, usual coloured pencils. They're not watercolours because I wanted to create a line that I could then colour in. So I picked out some pencils. They were from Faber Castel, mostly the Polychromos, and I think there was one Pablo from Caran in there as well. And again, I will list the colours that I've used down in the description box. So I just was going for some funky hairstyles. They weren't meant to be particularly realistic. I just wanted to get some hair on there so that they didn't look too weird. With having said that, and the one in the middle had a very unusual haircut, and then I was going in with some of my watercolors. So this is from my large watercolor palette, which it's got Daniel Smith watercolors in it. It's got Core watercolors by Golden, and it's also got some Rosa Gallery. So I'm just picking a selection of the colours. I won't list all the colours used because obviously if you was doing something like this, you would choose the colours that suited your project. Once I'd filled sort of like the main base of the colour in, I really wanted to add some extra shading and some extra details into each of the girls' hairs. So I'm again using the same colouring pencils, but then I also decided that I wanted to add a bit more strength in with some of the acrylic markers. So the markers I'm using are from Arrtx. I will list in the description box the numbers because they have numbers, not colours, that I used, and I tried to match them to the colour that the hair was with the watercolour. we needed to have a little bit more something contrasting within the colours on the girls as well. So I've gone in with some Copic Acrea, and I've started off by adding a little bit of extra details around the hair using the gold from Copic, and then I decided to add a couple of highlights in, mostly just for the eyes and where the highlights were already put in on the images with the white as well. Finally, I did want to add some words into this spread. So I've got the Tim Holtz labels, and this set is called Thoughts. And I don't actually add glue to the back of these. They're very, very sticky. So I don't worry. But they were not too sticky that I couldn't in a moment move them when I needed to change them around, because I suddenly realised that I wanted to have them in a slightly different order. By the time I chose what was going to be the third one, I wanted that to be the first one on the page. So I'm just using these to add some words to the page, and then that will be the end of this project. So thank you ever so much for watching today. If you have enjoyed, do please give this video a thumbs up, because it all helps. And if you haven't already subscribed and you would like to follow me on this arty crafty journey, do please give that subscribe button a click as well. And so until the next time, bye bye.